CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
I'm an early riser and I was expecting the sunrise so I could go paddleboarding, and I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Forced to change plans as smoke from wildfires blankets the area. Thank you for joining us. There was an eerie feeling across the region today as smoke from wildfires in northern Ontario moved into the area, causing a haze and an odd orange glow. It's also led to poor air quality conditions across southern Ontario. CTV's Luke Samara joins us live tonight from South Barrie with more on the health impacts and when it might light up. Luke.
Yesterday, the smoke and the haze took over our region, and that continued into today, leading to the first air quality alert of the summer. Wildfires from northern Ontario and beyond have impacted the quality of air across our region, leading to Environment Canada issuing its first air quality alerts of the summer.
High risk is 8, 9, 10. We're at very high, above 10. We don't even tell you what that is above 10. It could be 100 or 200. It could be very injurious to one's health.
Despite the warning, residents were downtown but remained cautious of the conditions.
I woke up this morning and the sky looked really different, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect, I guess, like the air quality, but yeah, it definitely doesn't look normal.
It's been a little bit hard to breathe today. My wife and I went out for a walk and we're just trying to get some exercise, and then it is a little bit cooler, which is nice. But yeah, a little bit surprised when we woke up this morning and saw the orange hue in the sky.
I was confused this morning because I looked at the weather and it said it was going to be sunny, and I got down here and it took me a little bit to realize, so it's pretty sad to see.
A heat warning in Simcoe and Muskoka issued since the weekend was lifted this afternoon, thanks in part to the smoke.
It's actually that dome is maybe keeping the temperatures not as high because the sun can't come in and bake the ground, but it's cutting down visibility.
The Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit is advising to try and avoid the outdoors if you can.
Now, we know everyone is at risk when the air quality is poor, but there are certain populations who are more at risk. So that includes older adults over the age of 65, infants and young children, people who are pregnant, people who work outdoors, and also people with chronic conditions.
Fine particulate matter from the smoke can cause symptoms if outside for an extended period of time.
That includes things like irritation of the eyes, of the nose, of the throat. And then for people who have those chronic conditions of the heart and lung, like I mentioned, they might experience flare-ups.
If you are experiencing those symptoms, the health unit recommends to go inside immediately and preferably to an air-conditioned building. Meanwhile, Dave Phillips says that the smoke and hazy conditions could continue until the wind changes directions, which could be by the end of the week. Reporting live in Barrie, I'm Luke Smart. Sarah, we'll send it back inside to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Luke. Let's go ahead and take a live shot from our CTV tower camera on Beacon Road, looking across Barrie's skyline towards Highway 400. The time just about 6:05, and that haze still prominent. Let's head north now to Parry Sound. That's where we find CTV's Casey Colby. He's got our first look at weather. How are things feeling up there, Case?
Well, things are lovely. There's drones flying around. We're just talking Ernie and Gail out here for a little stroll. A lovely couple walking along the dock here, having an ice cream on the waterfront. And well, where are we? Well, we're right here at the Parry Sound waterfront in front of the Island Queen. More on the Island Queen coming up. And yes, it is a little hazy. It is a little smoky, and that's weather, and that's just the way we have to, we have to contend with it the best possible way we can. Let's continue on right now, and I want to point out the Weather Watches and Warnings Board, and this should come as no surprise, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at our entire region, various heat warnings, and yes, poor air quality warnings throughout our region, and it looks like it's going to remain that way for the next little while. Some of the heat has lifted, but the air quality has continued to decline. This is a first look at the forecast, brought to you by, of course, graveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. Right now, as we take a look at 21 degrees outside our beautiful Barrie studios, 33 Beacon Road in Barrie. The wind's picking up out of the northwest, 7 kilometers an hour. The gust is high as about 50 a little later on. The temperature outside your door, it's still very warm, although not quite as warm as it has been over the last little while. We're looking at a temperature of 23 degrees here in Parry Sound, 22 in Gravenhurst, 22 in the Sunshine City of Orillia, 25 in Toronto, and call it 22 degrees in Mount Forest, Ontario. I want to take a look at the radar satellite images over the last little while, and did you get a little rain? Yeah, well, we haven't had much here in Parry Sound, but certainly we did have a system come in the southern part of our viewing area and brush right through the Barrie area as far as a bit of a refresher goes. Look at the size of this system, stretching right across a number of provinces, right over from Manitoba and finishing up. Oh, I don't believe it's going to. Yes, it does touch Quebec. And so it is a large system making its way through, firing through. And yes, there is some active weather as far as thunderstorm activity, too. There's lots going on here. Lots going on here. Very sound in front of the Island Queen. People eating ice cream, which looks really good. And coming up in just a few minutes' time, we're going to tell you more about a third-generation family business that has supplied more than 50 years of fun on the water. And yes, you may gather it's got something to do with the Island Queen and another very special vessel that sits on the water. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Sarah, back to you.
All right, Case, while you're waiting, go ahead and indulge. Go get one of those ice cream cones. We'll see you a little later in the newscast. Now, that smoke in the air is a reminder that we're in the midst of wildfire season, and firefighters across our region, they're asking for your help. We spoke with departments in Muskoka and northern Simcoe County. CTV's Jack Morris joins us live tonight with their message. Jack.
Well, Sarah, days of hot, humid weather has left some parts of our region tinder dry, to the point that one little spark could cause major devastation. If you're planning to have a fire in Muskoka today, the local fire department has a simple message for you. Don't.
So we really don't want any fires. We want to make sure any fires have been put in place before this happened, make sure they're out.
He's talking there not about fires started today, which aren't allowed, but ones from last night.
A fire that was extinguished the night before, still smoldering, could lead to a fire or even get into the ground enough that it pops up somewhere else.
That's how serious the situation is in cottage country. The fire danger rating is set to extreme, and all of the district is under a total fire ban.
You will be charged for the response if we have to come out and put out that fire for you.
The fire danger rating for Simcoe County is moderate or high, depending on where you are. Just south of Muskoka in Severn, the fire rating is high. Burning is still allowed, but
under the conditions of a high fire danger rating, outdoor recreational burning is permitted. Not recommended.
Despite the green on the trees, days of high temperatures and little rain has made it so fire can spread quickly. And even though the heat warning has now ended, it'll be some time before the fire rating changes.
We need a significant amount of rain. It's not just a single little bit of a rainstorm that goes through, okay, we can stop the fire ban. It dries up way too quickly because it's not getting into the forest floors.
Until then, if you're headed up to cottage country, fire officials say to bring a gas barbecue or something you can eat cold. One errant spark can ruin much more than your vacation. So you shouldn't bring anything that sparks into the woods. That includes lighters, fireworks, even an errant cigarette butt that could cause a forest fire that's out of control. Sarah.
All right, that's our Jack Morris reporting live tonight. Now, that ominous sky, it blanketed much of our province today, particularly Toronto, which had the worst air quality in the world. CTV's Adrian Gabriel has more on the wildfire impacts across Ontario, including a terrifying scene on a freight train.
This could potentially overtake us here. This is getting a little scary.
A wall of deadly flames surrounds a CN train in northwestern Ontario. A crew member calls out for help.
Holy shit. Okay, y'all need to hurry up here. Like, seriously, we're encased in flames now.
Everyone on board was safely evacuated. Emergency orders have been issued to vacate multiple northwestern Ontario communities, including First Nations. Satellite images show a blanket of smoke created by dozens of fires covering large swaths of the province. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre says that as of this week, there are roughly 838 active fires across Canada, with the largest concentration found in Quebec, where 190 are burning, followed by Ontario with 184. Canada's largest city now on the receiving end, the skyline suffocated by a smoky canvas.
I've never, ever seen anything like this.
As of 11 a.m. this morning, Toronto had the most polluted air quality in the world, worse than Delhi, Dubai, and Doha, just to name a few.
This is kind of like the earth smoking a cigarette, and we're getting the secondhand smoke from it.
At a popular Toronto park where hundreds flock to each day during the summer, only a handful of people brave the elements. Others put on a mask while traversing the city, protecting themselves from the particles in the air.
Those particles are going to contain a whole sort of soup of different chemicals and compounds that can impact people's health.
Compounding the air quality alert, the Big Smoke is also battling a heat warning. Though further north, the dangers remain even more present and pressing.
In the midst of these unhealthy conditions, public health officials are advising everyone in the affected areas, regardless of their age or medical history, to limit their outdoor exposure. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Our local health unit received some concerning samples from a Barrie beach this week. Based on what was collected yesterday from Tyndale Beach, the health unit recommended that a swim advisory be issued. The city says staff have posted signage as the beach is resampled. Updates will be provided once the resampling is complete. Today marks 5 years since an EF2 tornado tore through a South End Barrie neighborhood. Wind speeds of an estimated 210 kilometers per hour struck at around 2:30 in the afternoon. The storm tracked about 12 kilometers in length and nearly 600 meters in width, damaging more than 400 homes. Researchers at the Northern Tornadoes Project at Western University say they've discovered that 15 tornadoes hit Ontario and Quebec that day. That's more than was previously known. Well, if you lost power this afternoon, you weren't alone. Thousands experienced a blackout here in Barrie. Electra Utilities telling CTV News that just short of 3,000 homes and businesses were affected just after 12:30 this afternoon. Crews were sent to work and had that power back on by 1:30 p.m. And now to the case of an Owen Sound man accused of hitting and killing a pedestrian with his car and fleeing the scene. As CTV's Mike Arsaelides reports, the accused, who was released on bail, is now behind bars facing new charges. When the walls close in and I'm lost in all my sin.
Already accused of dangerous driving causing death last May in Owen Sound, 22-year-old Devin Desborough is back behind bars, charged with stabbing a woman downtown in late May. Desborough appeared in court this week by video from jail in Penetanguishene. He had been out on bail for a year after being charged in what police described as a hit and run at 3 in the morning that killed 19-year-old Rowan O'Donoghue of Owen Sound, who investigators said was walking around the intersection of 5th Street East and 5th Avenue East when he was hit by a car. Owen Sound police also charged Desborough with fleeing the scene of the deadly crash. O'Donoghue, according to an online obituary, is survived by his parents and 3 siblings, including his twin brother Dylan. Loved ones described Rowan as being devoted to his family and friends and having a heart too big for his chest. Police confirmed Desborough was later arrested and a white 2018 Honda Civic was seized. She keeps on loving me, and I keep on wondering why. His latest arrest, May 25th, comes following a stabbing at 3 in the afternoon along 2nd Avenue East, where investigators said a woman was taken to hospital with serious stab and slash wounds. Police revealed witnesses helped subdue the accused following the stabbing. Desborough's preliminary hearing is scheduled to begin in October. The allegations against him have not been tested in court. Mike Arsaelides, CTV News, Owen Sound. A road in South End Barrie was closed for hours today after a crash between a motorcycle and a pickup truck that was towing a vehicle on a flatbed. Barrie police were called to Churchill Road near Willem Road at 7 this morning to find a 21-year-old motorcyclist from Barrie badly injured. He was brought to the local hospital before being flown to a Toronto trauma centre. Police are now investigating and the road reopened before noon. A Barrie teenager has been charged in the theft of a high-value hockey card. Police say this Macklin Celebrating Young Guns hockey card was stolen by a 16-year-old in a Facebook marketplace scam. The suspect allegedly agreed to meet his seller at a Southeast Barrie residence yesterday when police say he distracted the seller, grabbed the card from his hand, and fled on foot toward a wooded trail. Through surveillance footage, officers tracked down the teen to his home, arrested him, and recovered the stolen card. He's been charged with theft over $5,000.
And the province is providing more than $1 million to improve local programs and services in Simcoe North. Made possible through the Ontario Trillium Foundation's Capital Grant Stream. MPP Jill Dunlop's office confirming the funding will support 11 nonprofit organizations. The list includes the Aurelia and Coldwater Legions, the Township of Ramara, Chippewas of Rama First Nation, as well as local leisure and education groups. The province says the investment will improve community spaces and expand access to local programming. Still to come, every coffee counts as Tim Hortons Camp Day takes over the region. Some of our Bell Media family spent the morning volunteering. Sorry if your order wasn't quite correct. There I am doing my best. We'll share how you're satisfying your caffeine crave helps send kids to camp. Plus, it's been a cycle of positivity and hope in the battle against cancer, and you can help and have fun doing so. Stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. We've got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
First up, as we take a look around the region, you may have noticed a little more excitement surrounding some of our Tim Hortons locations around the region, and that's because it's Camp Day.
Happy Camp Day!
Come on in! There we are volunteering on Mapleview Drive in Barrie. Those kids just finished a week as counselors for a Tim Hortons camp in Parry Sound. In fact, proceeds from hot and iced coffees, as well as bracelets, t-shirts, and donation badges go towards a foundation which supports sending kids to programs and camps across Canada and the U.S.
We work with kids in grades 5 and 6, and we deliver programs that teach perseverance, problem solving, enhanced communication. And our summer program works to give kids confidence and skills that they'll use for the rest of their lives that maybe they wouldn't ordinarily have the chance to develop.
People also have the option to round the total of their order up by a few cents to support the foundation, which has raised over $275 million in its history and introduced more than 300,000 youth to camp-based programs, including the 7 Tim's camps across North America. Now, our radio partners were also busy today taking in Camp Day. Pure Country 106, Jason McCoy. There's Stan Musial. They're helping to serve coffee at Tim Hortons on West Street in Aurelia. Then we'll head to Midland. That's where you find Bounce 104.1 morning show hosts Martin and Steph. They were spending some time with campers at a Timmy's on Highway 93. For more than a decade, the Georgian Bay Cycle of Hope has raised close to $1 million to assist those in the area living with cancer. And this year, its goal is as dynamic as the event itself.
High five.
High five.
One-handed.
$210,000 is the, quote, high five goal for this year's Georgian Bay Cycle of Hope, which is taking place on August 15th in both Collingwood and Penetanguishene. There are 5 routes to choose from, some long, some not so long. Proceeds go to improve the lives of those dealing with cancer, and the Georgian Bay Cancer Support Center's Roxanne DeNova knows firsthand the value of that support.
I'm here as a general manager, but I'm here also to support, because I have gone, through it on a number of occasions from many different angles, from family members to myself. So I'm here, to support the cause because I fully understand it from every angle.
If you'd like to sign up, the Georgian Bay Cycle for Hope fundraiser is on Saturday, August 15th, both in Collingwood and Penetanguishene. You may have seen a dragon on Lake Simcoe lately, but it's not Kempenfelt Kelly.
It's going to look like this. You're going to push it in front of you like this.
It's the Barrie Public Library's Learn to Paddle series. It's Tuesday nights at Heritage Park, a chance to learn dragon boat racing for free. A steer, 20 paddlers, and 1 big drum to keep the rhythm going. Many of those trying it out have never been in a dragon boat.
Whenever I am on the beach, I saw people are enjoying the boat paddling, and I also want to do it.
We were just looking for fun things to do in Barrie in the summer, especially after that last winter, which was really rough.
It is different. Just the way that you're carrying the paddle, you're putting the paddle into the water, that stroke is very different from being, say, in a canoe. And that's what this session is about. It's, again, fundamentals of dragon boating. So how to sit in the boat, the proper structure, how to hold that paddle, and the different commands.
And for those who like it, they can sign up for the 22nd annual Barrie Dragon Boat Festival and show their stuff on the water on August 15th. And folks, the countdown is on for the next Troubadour Festival summer concert. All of the details can be found online. It's coming up on July 25th. The headliner is the Watchman, but before that, there is a fun day planned for the family in downtown Barrie. Okay, and joining us now in the CTV Barrie studio to talk more about it from the downtown Barrie BIA, Rebecca Kokoserovic. Great to have you.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Okay, the countdown is on to the 25th. What time does everything start on the Saturday?
Yeah, it starts at 10 a.m.
And why is this day especially great for those that are vintage car lovers?
Yeah, so we have about 500 classic cars, RVs, and boats coming to downtown Barrie on July 25th, so it's definitely a place to be.
The first time that I took in the vintage car show, I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was like my head is on a swivel. Where do these people come from now that you've got 500 of them?
Yeah, so they're part of the Barrie Thunder Classics.
And you said that they make their way from all across the province.
Yeah, they do a call out for us and then just a huge show, and they all make their way down.
Okay, so that's not the only thing that's happening for Open Air Dunlop. There's also the Vintage Market.
Yeah, so you can find that on the East Promenade, located around the Swirlies area. There's going to be a carefully selected hand of vendors there where you can get clothing,
Last
trinkets.
year, I sorry to cut you off. Last year, I actually ended up finding this really cool record dealer there, but it wasn't just the classics. I actually got a Destiny's Child vinyl, which I think that's really special that new age artists are printing on vinyl. But then let's move into the family fun, because I know that this was something that was really important to the BIA.
Yes, it was. We really wanted to, build out this year's festival and make it a family attraction. So we've added free inflatables, we've added, a little kids zone, some cooling tents. Just something that everyone can enjoy when they come on down.
Okay, and of course we've got the food trucks there as well as things transition into the evening. We have our local opener series starting at 5, and then who is it? Stuck on Planet Earth, and then the Watchmen. But before I let you go, Rebecca, I think that it's really great that the BIA really pays attention to what people respond well to. So how have you figured out that puzzle to bring all of these pieces together?
Yeah, I mean, essentially we really just want something for everyone, and something that can bring every part of the family down, and at the end of the day, everyone just has a smile on their face.
All right, well, everyone, mark your calendars. July 25th is when the next Troubadour Festival summer concert takes over downtown Barrie. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's head out to Case.
30,000 Island Cruise Line, that's one big boat. And there's another boat, too. We'll find out all about it coming up in just a few minutes' time. But first, let's take a look at the campfire conditions across our region. And here we go. Fire ratings are high in Simcoe County, and the rating across Muskoka is listed as extreme. Campfire conditions brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. And Seth, our weather watcher RT, says, hey, pool fun is one fantastic way to beat the heat and stay cool. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away meet and greet tickets to see the Watchmen at the Troubadour Festival.
Yeah, so make sure you're listening Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
little pig snoozing in the pool. Whoever has to choose the photo of the week has their work cut out for them. It's all about how our animals are embracing the heat and staying cool. Picture this at ctv.ca is the email address. Let's head back out to Parry Sound. That's where our Casey Colby is having far too much fun tonight. Case, back to you.
Oh, Sarah, there's all kinds of people on the dock here eating ice cream and sherbet seems to be the... Ooh, that's, when you hear that, wow, that's time. It's time to talk about the Islander X. There it is, the Islander X right behind me. It's all part of the 30,000 Island Cruise Line. The bell's ringing. Can you hear it now, Sarah? And, of course, the Island Queen. More on that. Okay, we get the whole idea. Stop ringing that bell. I got to deliver a forecast. Let's dive right into it, shall we? And here we go, taking a look at the forecast and more talk about boating fun in just a few minutes' time. Let's start with the temperature outside your door as we speak. And let's take a look at the temperatures as we speak. About 22 degrees. Hey, the rain certainly did cool things off ever so slightly, didn't it? And yeah, we still have a humidex factor. But basically, we're looking at much cooler temperatures across our region. 21 is what it is the temperature coming up in Collingwood. And you factor in the humidex, a couple degrees warmer. And it looks like 23 degrees in Parry Sound, where we are right now down here at the waterfront, right before the 30,000 Island Cruise Line. More on that coming up in just a moment. The almanac for today, 26 and 20, that's the high, that's the low. Right, entirely normal today. 34 degrees is our record high in 1998 for the high, and our record low of 4.4 degrees. Stretching way back to 1950, ladies and gentlemen. Sunrise is tomorrow, 5:49, sets at 8:59, 15 hours and 9 minutes of daylight. Say, Adam, would you roll that? There it goes, the forecast radar, that line of cloud. Yeah, and to the north of us, of course, still some active weather. And look what happens, it does drop down as we go through the evening into tomorrow. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in 16, 17 degrees. And we're looking at widespread smoke for this evening. That's what we're looking at. And you're looking at too, and smelling it too, I might add, right across our region. And as mentioned, there are certainly weather watches and warnings to do with some of the heat and to do with some of the poor air quality conditions. 27 is what we're looking at, 27 and 28 for tomorrow. Feeling like 32. Fair skies, but widespread smoke anticipated for tomorrow as well. So keep that in mind if whatever you're planning to do outside. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 16, 17, 18 degrees. Slight chance of a shower this evening under widespread smoky conditions right across our region. As per the forecast radar, we certainly saw that. 28, 29 degrees, feeling like 33 for tomorrow. Fair skies, but widespread smoke is certainly the dominant weather factor without any question, even though we are dealing with a humidex tomorrow of 33 degrees when you factor it in. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, 15 degrees overnight here in Parry Sound, 16 most other places, and 15 in Haliburton. Local smoke and partly cloudy skies is what we're to enjoy this evening, and enjoy, yeah, interesting way of putting it. 26, 27 for highs tomorrow, mainly sunny. And the local smoke, yeah, as mentioned, it is prevalent right across our region. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. Simcoe County, here we go with an early look at the weekend. Sunny skies on Friday and 25 degrees. Saturday has cloudy and a 60% chance of shower activity. 25 for the high, 25 again on the Sunday with fair skies. And Monday, it looks like fair skies, slight chance of a shower, and 25 for the high. 5-day extended forecast, York region, have a look. Friday looks lovely, 27 and sunny conditions. Saturday at this point, well, clouds roll in, 60% chance of a shower. Sun and cloud on the Sunday, and Monday has, and 26 I might add, and 23 degrees on the Monday with fair skies and slight chance of a shower. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton. Parry Sound is where we're at. And Friday, sunny skies, 25 is decent enough as we head into the weekend, isn't it? And Saturday, it looks like rain throughout our entire region, or the chance thereof. 40% chance here in Parry Sound. And Sunday has a sun and cloud mix, slight chance of a shower, and 25 degrees. And 25 degrees and a sun and cloud mix is what we're looking at as far as our Monday goes. That's the conditions on land. Now, how about water? Well, the Marine Report brought to you by Suzuki Marine. Let's go to North Lake Huron and South Lake Huron. No, let's not do the Marine Report. Let's forget about the Marine Report for this evening, and let's talk about where we are. Specifically, of course, 30,000 30,000 Island Cruise Lines, and we're standing right here on the dock with a very special guest. And her name, you might remember her from last year. Her name's Jenna Anderson. Jenna, thank you very much for welcoming us to the dock. And we're standing in between two very beautiful boats, the Island Queen, and of course, just put to this side of us here is the Islander X. And I want to start off, if we could please, what's so special about this area, this Georgian Bay, and specifically this area where we are?
So the area that we cruise specifically is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also home to a biosphere reserve and 2 provincial parks. And people from the GTA and surrounding areas just can't believe that it's only 2 hours north of them.
Only 2 hours, a short 2 hours, I might add. And with these beautiful boats, I mean, tell us a little bit about what's the most popular trip that's offered?
Our most popular trip is aboard our Island Queen. It's a 550-passenger vessel, and it cruises around Perry Island First Nation Reservation. It goes through Wissahickon Swing Bridge and Hole in the Wall and many other popular attractions in the area.
A hole in the wall?
Yeah, Hole in the Wall is between Wall Island and Huckleberry Island.
A hole in the wall, going through the hole in the wall. Okay, that sounds interesting. Let me ask you, what tour, because that's, I mean, the Island Queen is big and beautiful and takes a lot of people, and certainly the Islander X is, it's a little more personal, a little smaller. But tell me a little bit about the smaller boat, the Islander X, and what it offers.
So our Islander X is a 40-foot, 40-passenger Zodiac vessel. It has 3 different tours. So on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, it cruises to the famous Henry's Fish Restaurant. And then on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, it goes to Huckleberry Island, Hole in the Wall, where it does a guided eco tour. And then we just recently added a new 1-hour tour that includes a lot of the attractions in our other tours, just as we noticed an increase in demand for the shorter tours if people are passing through or they just wanted something a little shorter.
And business has been good. I mean, it's been a good summer so far?
Yeah, it's been a great summer so far. Yeah.
And so, and for all those people that are wondering, I guess there's something for everyone as far as like a larger boat or a smaller boat.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jenna Anderson. Thank you very much. 30,000 Island Cruise Lines, and lots to do, lots to see up here today. Without any question, Sarah, I can see you. Don't know which boat Sarah would like better. Sarah, why don't you answer that question? Big or small?
Go big or go home, right, Case? Although there is a time for everything. And right now is the time to start talking about the weekend. The Bounce 104 morning show team, Martin and Steph, they have your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off, the Barrie Farmers Market is on Saturday with Community Services Day. The event brings together first responders and community organizations for interactive displays and hands-on activities to learn more about the services available across the city. While you're there, you can also browse local vendors and enjoy the market's fresh food and family-friendly atmosphere. You can learn more at barriefarmersmarket.ca. If you'd rather add some friendly competition to your weekend, the RVH Cornhole Classic takes place Saturday at the Morgan Russell Memorial Arena in Lefroy. Teams of 4 will battle it out in a round-robin tournament with proceeds supporting Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre's Keep Life Wild campaign and the future Innisfil campus. The day also includes local food samplers, prizes, and community fun. You can get more info at innisfil.ca. Meanwhile, the Collingwood and Area Special Olympics Walkathon returns to the Wasaga Stars Arena on Saturday. The annual fundraiser helps support local Special Olympic athletes, funding training, competitions, and opportunities for athletes throughout the region. Organizers are inviting supporters of all ages to come out, get active, and help make a difference while celebrating inclusion and community spirit. You can learn more through their community Facebook page. And if you're looking to celebrate local culture, Festival de Loup returns to LaFontaine on Saturday. Now in its 22nd year, the festival celebrates Francophone heritage through live entertainment, family activities, local food, and community traditions inspired by the legendary Wolf of LaFontaine. You can find details at festivaldeloup.ca. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Still to come here on CTV Barrie, the Bank of Canada out with the latest interest rate. We'll take a look at how it will impact the average homeowner. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. Please do stay with us. Time now to recap our top stories. Wildfires from Northern Ontario have led to Environment Canada issuing its first air quality alert in our region this summer. The Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit is advising people to stay inside until the advisory is lifted, which may not happen until the end of the week. The heat and dry conditions are leading to an increase in the fire danger rating in our region. Muskoka has now set its rating to extreme, and all of the district is under a total fire ban. In Simcoe County, the rating is either moderate or high, depending on where you are. And an Owen Sound man accused of dangerous driving causing death last May is back behind bars charged with stabbing a woman. 22-year-old Devin Desborough had been out on bail for a year before the incident. His preliminary hearing is scheduled to begin in mid-October. The Ford government is looking to eliminate a rule that lets MPPs who live within 50 kilometers of Queen's Park expense hotel stays in Toronto in extenuating circumstances. It comes after we learned yesterday that Willowdale MPP Stan Cho billed taxpayers for more than $16,000 in Toronto hotel expenses since 2023. He has promised to pay that money back, but records show he wasn't the only GTA caucus member using the so-called special circumstances rule. The Bank of Canada is watching international factors like the Middle East and tariffs as it keeps steady with the bank rate remaining at 2.25% for the sixth consecutive time. But the bank's governor also revealed a sense of optimism. CTV's Judy Trin explains.
Economic growth looks to have resumed in Canada.
The Bank of Canada is holding its key policy rate at 2.25% after the economy showed signs of a rebound.
While U.S. trade policy continues to be a headwind, consumers have been resilient and businesses are adapting.
Despite uncertainty surrounding the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Free Trade Agreement, the central bank's governor says businesses are finding new markets and exporting more.
Business sentiment in general, consumer confidence is slowly rising. Consumer spending is maintained.
The Canadian economy has remained flat since January 2025, but this quarter it's expected to grow, but only by 0.7%.
April GDP was largely, which grew quite strongly, was largely almost all accounted for by oil and gas. But there were some small growth registering amongst a wide range of sectors.
The biggest risk to growth globally is the shattering of the Iran-U.S. ceasefire. The war on the waterway puts a chokehold on 20% of the world's supply of oil and gas that goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Inflation in Canada currently sits at 3%.
Inflation in Canada is poised to ease, provided global oil prices decline from elevated levels. And third, uncertainty remains high.
Tiff Macklem is also crediting Canadian consumers for propping up the economy. While the population is shrinking, consumer spending has remained steady. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Drivers are feeling more pain at the pumps today, and it appears another price increase is on the way. Gas prices went up 8 cents overnight, meaning the average price at most GTA stations rose to just under $1.73 a liter. Another 2-cent increase is expected tonight. Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTagg adding that after an 11-cent hike overnight, diesel prices will rise another 8 cents on Thursday to just under $2.14 a liter. The rising prices are linked to the renewed violence between the U.S. and the Iranian regime in the Middle East. The union representing thousands of WestJet flight attendants says its members have voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike mandate. The union says unpaid work and working conditions are the main sticking points in the negotiations. And while it wants to minimize the impact on travelers, a strike vote became necessary to move the process forward. The strike could start as early as August 2nd, though WestJet's CEO has said the airline is determined to reach an agreement. Moving right into our markets, the TSX was up 95 points. The Dow was up 150 and the Nasdaq was up 162. And commodities oil was up, closing at $79.60 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,051 an ounce, and our dollar up, ending the day at 71.18 cents U.S. In sports news, the American League came out on top in last night's MLB All-Star game, with Blue Jays pitcher Dylan Cease picking up the win.
Good start, Dylan.
Cease started the game for the AL squad, striking out 3 batters in his only inning of work. The AL All-Stars had scored 3 runs in the top of the inning and were able to hold the National League scoreless, winning the game 4-0. The Jays will be back on the diamond on Friday when they begin a series with the Chicago White Sox. Let's talk FIFA. Argentina is headed back to the World Cup finals after a stunning comeback win today against England.
We're into the 12th added minute, and Argentina, the world champions, are going to the 2026 final.
Argentina mounted a late comeback to steal the win from England with a second goal in the 92nd minute. England played a majority of the match trying to defend a slim 1-0 lead, but finally succumbed to the Argentinians. Lionel Messi and the rest of the team are now headed to the finals, where they will face Spain on Sunday. That'll be a good one. And the NHL has released the schedule for the upcoming season. We now know the Leafs will open up at home against Montreal. The Leafs-Habs rivalry will fire up once again on Tuesday, September 29th. Toronto's last season ended on a low note, missing the playoffs. Montreal, on the other hand, made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Final. The NHL will release the full 84-game schedule later this week. The league added 2 extra games this season. Well, each time we see these historic planes fly, it gets a little more emotional. The Snowbirds scratch off another show, one flight closer to being grounded for good. Details on the other side of the break. Time now to take a look at your Wednesday night primetime lineup. Back-to-back episodes of The Rookies starting at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. Thanks for staying with us. You saw the show here in Barrie this past June, and the summer farewell tour continues. The Snowbirds conducted a final flyby in Saskatchewan yesterday before grounding at the end of the season. CTV's Allison Bamford has more on the historic goodbye.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Tyler Spicer.
This might be the last time I'll see it, first and last.
And after watching the Canadian Snowbirds fly over Saskatoon for the first time, the 16-year-old was almost speechless.
I don't know much words to describe how neat it is to be here today.
Hundreds lined the tarmac to catch what could be their final glimpse of the iconic Tudor jets.
Oh man, like that screams Canadian.
The quick flyover captivated crowds before a landing that allowed spectators to see the jets up close.
Thanks for coming to see us, guys.
And meet the pilots in person.
And I actually get to shake their hands this time, which is really cool.
It's gonna suck not having an aerobatic team for the next couple of years.
In May, Ottawa announced the Snowbirds will be temporarily grounded after the 2026 season until the fleet of aging Tudor jets is replaced with a new aircraft.
It was something I saw growing up, and it was really important that we brought our kids out to see it too.
It was just amazing. The experience was great, everything. It's so sad that honestly the government's shutting them down.
A sentiment echoed across the ages. Spectators here signing postcards addressed to the Prime Minister as part of a campaign to keep the Snowbirds flying.
We're just trying to get the Government of Canada and the Minister of National Defence to reconsider their decision.
This was just a fuel stop for the Snowbirds on their way to Alberta for more scheduled events. No more events are slated for their home province here in Saskatchewan.
Just sad to see it go.
And for many, this is the final wave goodbye to a national symbol. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Time now to say wave goodbye to Casey Colby, but not before Get Up and Go. Case.
Best view in Parry Sound right now, up on the top of the boat. And Get Up and Go forecast looks like this first thing tomorrow morning. We're looking at Barrie and Newmarket. Local smoke 20 degrees and a peak of sunshine, 19 degrees, the northern part of our viewing area, 7 o'clock in the morning. But local smoke pretty much permeates our entire region. Have yourself a fantastic evening. Sarah.
Same to you, Casey Colby, and everyone at home. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Sarah Freemark, and we will leave you with more of that beautiful view off the shore of Parry Sound. Good night.